beliefs that leads us to co-create a reality that was not in full alignment in our relationship. And so we want to support your journey, and we're gonna deconstruct or demystify with you. Well, we're gonna deconstruct how we demystify together those beliefs that was not supporting our highest timeline, let's say,
Okay.
or highest path.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Great.
I'm just looking at, it's the first time we're testing it out, so I'm seeing who's, okay.
Good.
Yeah, and then you can tell here if someone joins.
Yes.
But then if they hear, then that means they left. Okay. So recently, I guess, well, over the past months or years, we are, I would say, in a financial position that we wouldn't consciously prefer. And so on the surface, as we are, deep in our spiritual beliefs and practices and understanding, it seems to me, or it leads me to question, like, why is this showing up for me or for us? Because it's not something that we would consciously want or prefer. And part of our process of being in relation with each other is to go through the journey of uncovering for ourselves and for each other the beliefs and the fears and whatnot that we each bring to the table that results in this kind of co-creation. And the idea is that whenever there is a conflict or a challenge in your relationship, there's a tendency, because it's easy to externalize and project, to say, hey, it's for me to say, hey, it's her, or for her to say, hey, it's me. But as we've gone through this journey over the years, we've come to understand that whenever there is a situation, at the root of it, like, we both bring something to the table and we're both contributing somehow. And so with regards to our recent discussion around finances, we both realized through our discussion that we were both somehow contributing to the situation that we're in. So go ahead and share.
Yeah. So first I realized that I had a belief that supported me a lot since the last, seriously, like 15 years. It supported me. However, right now, it becomes limiting. And that belief, as silly as it might sound, was I want to live like a millionaire, but I don't want to be one. Because in my head, a millionaire has to work hard. So I'm like, I just want to be a princess. I just want to have all of the money. I want to have, not even the money, I want to have the lifestyle. I want to buy what I want, whenever I want, to travel, to do like whatever I feel like, but I don't want to work as hard as a millionaire. So that's a part in me, because I feel that I have created a reality that was like, yeah, I do what I want. I travel a lot, but there's some limitations when we travel. And I just realized that, hey, you know what? I will be the millionaire. Why wouldn't I be the one? I don't have to work as hard. Like I can switch that belief to make it that being a millionaire is being easeful and pleasurable and exciting, like changing that reality around this belief. So that was the first belief that I have realized that was blocking me. And I shared that with Willis. And then I asked him, what do you think you have as a belief that leads us to co-create that together?
Hey, Christina. I realize if you say hi to the people joining, they're more likely to stay longer. Welcome to our live. We're just experimenting. We're talking about how we've co-created our experience of being relative brokies right now. And for me, I know that I was just sharing like one of my beliefs that we uncovered was that um, I had this fear or uncertainty that like would my partner would my girlfriend stay with me if I didn't have a lot of money? And so I feel like there was a part of me that wanted to create a situation where I didn't have a lot of money, just to like as a sort of test to see if she would stay. And I guess part of the fear was that she wouldn't, and that would kind of just fulfill my rejection wound. It would fulfill the story that I could create for myself. Like, oh yeah, the women just want you if you have money, and blah blah blah. So I feel like part of me did want to create a situation like this just to go through that experience, and it wasn't necessarily something I was like fully conscious of. Uh, yeah, so that's one of them.
Yeah. Well, here I am. I'm still here. And then going through that, I think it takes a few days to let that sink in. But yes.
Thank you. Have fun.
And
Figure it out.
always, we will always. Universe provide. And so, yeah, it took a few days to let that sink in, but through that day, there's much more that has been revealed, and it has been a very big process for me to came to realization that there's other beliefs that are also making me creating like so much resistance in the devotions that I embody, let's say, or the work that I'm doing. Yeah. So one of very limiting belief from me, and I think it's very important to mention here because it can support many women, and it really depends on what you want to create in your life and who you want to be. So you really need to be authentic to yourself. But there's really one part of me that I have very resisted for because my mom used to say, you have to be an independent woman. You have to be an independent woman. And so that phrase is always in the backup of my mind. But what I truly want, is and this is something I'm saying since 20 years, but I never embody it really. But is I want to have a rich man, and I just want to be a housewife.
Hey, Robbie.
And
Oh, wow.
I don't know why I always wanted to have. It's actually very funny because you say if I have no money, I'm like, hey, I want a rich man and I want to be a housewife, but I need to be independent, so I will not allow myself to. And it's not about to have the rich man. It's actually I just feel like I want to be in a traditional relationship where I can support my man and in his work, my family. I want to take care of the plants. I want to take care of the house. I want to take care of my sisterhood, to my community. I want to allow my feminine energy to flourish and to surrender to my man. But I never did. And since literally 2 years, 3 years, Willis is supporting my vision of supporting women. But actually, in the backup of myself, it's not truly what I want. I don't want to be the pillar of the relationship. So, well, I'm not clearly the pillar, but everything was a little bit more around my vision.
Mm-hmm.
And so I shared that with Willis, and it has been seriously very transforming to me just to voice it and to accept that it's really what I want. It's really what I want. like I want that.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think for me it has changed. It has changed a lot the dynamic on how I perceive Willis, and the moment that I shared that and that he came to realization that our dynamic was kind of unhealthy because he was supporting me, but he has his own interests, he has his own hobbies, he has his own um, dreams and desires and passions, but we were so focused on what I want to do that it's kind of, yeah, putting on aside. Not putting on aside. It's not like how I want to share it, but sometimes my English. Um, but then when he tell me like, yes, I'm gonna take more time for myself and like do my own projects and stuff. Whoa, the wave of fear that just show up, and I could catch myself being very in fear and just like observing that a part of me wanted at that moment to start to manipulate him, to control him, to keep staying like in my vision. But then I just observe it. I didn't say anything. I breathed into it, and I very felt a switch inside of me, and I felt more security and more safety. Um, yeah, and there's kind of a big transformation happening right now regarding like our the self-love and self-confidence to share what you really really want, and to observe when the copying mechanisms, or like when the ego is trying to keep you tracking what he knows, yeah, and trying to overcome it. So that's basically that, the beautiful co-creation.
Yep. And for me, I guess there was like growing up in a more privileged environment, there was a part of me that like romanticized going through it, like a journey of not having a lot of money, just because I feel like it builds character. Um, this was the romanticized version of me, and I know like a lot of people some people go through it as a child, and I'm fortunate to be able to go through it like as a little bit older and with a bit more resources, but it still is challenging. And so I have this tendency to choose my pain, let's say, and I'm fortunate to be able to do that. But that's one of the things that we discuss also is like we all, when we track things, if it's unconscious, it seems like it's just happening to you versus like part of the spiritual journey is being conscious about what you're choosing and what you're creating. So there's a part of me that kind of wanted to go through this at some point, and I know for her it's a different experience because she grew up in a very different environment, and she's gone through this journey and is ready to get out of it. So we had a little bit of a mismatch there. And then the other thing also is I have this romanticized version of the cup noodle days. So when you're an entrepreneur, in Silicon Valley, it's like you're in the garage, right? You're just like grinding with your co-founders. Um, all you got is a dream and a rap magazine, and that's for Eminem. And but for us, we're in our version of doing that, and so I had that romanticized version as well of that, and I know that like kind of people are different, but especially like men and women are different, and I feel that men are just have a different ability to endure that kind of like physical deprivation, let's say, and women are able to endure other kinds of challenging experiences. But so I realized that in creating something with someone, it's a different experience creating it with a partner, a female partner, than if I'm like doing it with one of my guy friends, one of my boys. It would just look different. And so that's just the path that I'm choosing, and I have to be aware of that. That's the situation. So
Great.
that's all I have.
Yeah.
Christina on here.
So there's a lot has been revealed in the past week, and I love this.
We'll go ahead and switch to that. Can I answer?
Yes, please, because now
Yeah,
I surrender to him. So I'm like, tell me.
That's a great question. How are we going to get rich now? Well, one of the things that we're going to pivot to, because we've been doing a lot of we've been trying to coach and to like facilitate and hold sessions, and it's had, I would say, like limited success. Whereas I feel like where we're better at is kind of this, where people can see our authentic dynamic and our communication, and to just go on more adventures. So we still both love to travel. We still want to, um, see the world, but be more like content creators and share more of our story and what we're learning and what we're thinking about. Because also people seem to enjoy when I just like share the thoughts that I have. So that's more the direction that we're going, is like edutainment, I guess, than really trying to push like a coaching business, which hasn't really been aligned as much.
Mhm.
It seems it's been like challenging to do that. But it's ultimately with the same intention, which is to empower other people to pursue, whatever they're looking to do, and then also to create the tools that we use. So, for example, on our website, and this is what we were going to mention, is we have a free guide that is like 3 steps um, to build your self-confidence, your self-love, your self-respect. And we have like various templates and tools that we've created to help people embody the same information that it has been important for us, like spiritual alignment, manifestation things. For a woman, it's like your tracking of your cycles and understanding your inner seasons and your energy. And for me, also as a partner, as a man, understanding a woman's inner cycles, and when she has different amounts of energy and when she has different moods and how that affects her. So I know, how I can support her and navigate that situation. So I hope that answers your question, Christina. Um, you can definitely support us on Patreon. That's another way we do it. So we're just finding out the different avenues and what's most aligned, and how to make it all work. So yeah, it's step by step.
Yeah, but for sure, in the vision we had since we met like 3 years ago, to travel and to do video, but like that is more about showing not like beautiful places, well, of course, but to show the rituals, the traditions, the spiritual tradition and practices that they are doing, ceremonies, to go on ancient sites, and to, because while I travel, like I do so much stuff and rituals and ceremonies on ancient sites and stuff a little bit like mysterious and hidden, but that really like support my journey and my evolutions. And we would love to show a little bit more about this and go in different tribes, and yeah, so not only be cute travelers, like this is fun, but this is not very helping the growth of the collective. So I think it's a way that we will do it.
Yeah. So we haven't tried Substack. I'm gonna take a look and Google it after our conversation. And absolutely, yeah, that's one thing that we learned, is that we had some resistance to do lives, but we realized like that's people enjoy it, and people love to hear us. Not in an ego way, but like it's one of the ways, yeah, that it will draw people. So I appreciate the feedback, and it's something that we have to keep in mind to do more of, are these lives where
Yeah.
we just open up the floor to questions and talk about things that people want to hear about. So thank you. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I love this.
Anything else? Any other questions? I know you had to get to work.
Christina, go to work.
It's what builds relationships.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We have been a little bit hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely, like James says, you want to do
Share
more
your
lives.
truth.
Yeah,
Speak
exactly.
your voice.
And it's pretty simple. You just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. So that was our relation.
This is her Uber.
Okay. That was our realizations, and yeah, I hope it will give you also some desire to like observe the beliefs that makes you co-create the reality you have with your partner. It's very, very important.
Yeah, I mean, we did some retreats. We would love to do more, but as I was mentioning to her, that I feel like we need to have a following first and build that relationship and that trust with people and build that community so that we can do retreats, because we've tried to just like go to a place and market a retreat or try to get people, but if they don't know who we are and if they haven't had that time to interact and understand us, then it's a little bit more challenging. Whereas if we can prioritize like our community and reaching out like this, then when we do decide that it's the right time to do a retreat, it'll be a little bit more of an effortless flow.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because Women's Circle workshops, and yeah, it's something that I really love to do. I really love it. So retreat with you, that's been a while. It's been a while.
Dope marketing team.
Because he's all over the internet.
With Liddy. Okay, yeah, we can take a look after.
Yeah, we will. Thank you for that.
We're working with some other peeps who have a little bit more experience and skill with Instagram and with marketing and things like that. So hopefully we will be able to slowly but surely build our brand and people getting to know who we are. So I feel like we both kind of avoided it for a bit of time. We were a little bit afraid, or at least I was, to be seen. I didn't feel like I knew enough. I didn't feel like I had enough value.
But anyway, you wanted to be broke and to see if I'm gonna stay, so, and I didn't want to be a billionaire. And I want to be an independent woman. Like everything has been.
Now's the time to elevate,
like
upgrade. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Christina, for interacting with us. It's very good tips and very good questions.
Yep.
Thank you so much for that.
Breathwork traveling.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, have a good day. Thank you so much for checking in. Check out our free guide if you want to.
Yeah, see you guys.
I know you got a lot going on. And maybe see you in Thailand at some point in time.
Yeah.
We'll go back in. All right. Take care. Good stuff. Boom. Boom.
And this?
Oh yeah, and stream. Nice. Well.